We have had a team of attorneys and experts working through the night from across the country. Our office in Washington, D.C., attorneys there in Virginia Beach, in Kentucky, where I am. We've had attorneys working on this through the night so that we could analyze what the Senate passed 96-0 last night, a massive $2 trillion coronavirus stimulus compromise package. It happened just before midnight. It now sends the bill to the House of Representatives. And Thann, let's before we get to what's in it, let's explain to people what happens next to actually get this to the president's desk. Is Nancy Pelosi going to try to pull some stunt again and try to fund Planned Parenthood, even though the Senate stripped that out? Planned Parenthood's very unhappy about it. They tweeted about it. Or is this going to be allowed to move forward in the House?
Everything that she is saying, everything that Leader Hoyer is saying is that they will take this bill up as is tomorrow in the House of Representatives, have a little bit of debate, and then try to pass it by voice vote. Speaker Pelosi at her press conference today was actually taking credit for the changes in the bill, even though the changes in the bill that happened from the original Senate bill were very minor, and virtually all of the ones that she put in her House bill that we've been warning people about came out.
There's going to be one-time direct payments to Americans of $1,200 per adult, making up to $75,000 a year, $2,400 to married couples, making up to $150,000 a year, and an additional $500 payment per child. Now, after that, you can still receive funding. It will just go down depending on how much more than that you make to a certain threshold. So, again, that is key. Second, we got this question so many times, Thann, about Social Security recipients and people who don't pay any taxes or pay very small amount of taxes. They are going to be eligible for this as well. They'll be getting those checks. It allocates $250 billion to extend unemployment insurance to more workers and lengthen the duration to 39 weeks, up from the normal 26 weeks. That's $600 extra a week would be provided for 4 months. Provides $349 billion in loans to small businesses. Money spent on rent, payroll, and utilities become grants that don't need to be paid back. Many hotels would also qualify as small businesses under the plan. By the way, so will churches. Churches will be eligible as 501(c)(3) and 501(c)(3)s.
The portion that they use for that over the next 8 weeks for eligible expenses, which are mainly keeping payroll up to speed, mortgage expenses, rent expenses, utility expenses. There are a few other eligible criteria. Jordan, for every dollar that is used for those purposes, these loans do not have to be repaid. They convert to grants. Now, the remainder of uses will convert to a very low interest loan, and you can keep it on your books.
To get this as loan guarantees, your contract workers would also receive $3 billion in assistance, and airlines would have to agree, just like those other small businesses, not to furlough workers until at least the end of September in return. And then $17 billion will go to other distressed companies like Boeing, and Boeing is seen as a national security, essential to our national security. Approximately $200 billion would be provided in tax assistance to small business, including through payroll tax deferrals. Student loan payments are suspended through September 30th. Real ID deadlines, those were coming up soon. Those were actually going to be, I think, for this fall, have now been extended to September of 2021.
If you've already filed your 2019 taxes, that's what it's going to be based on. If you haven't, don't worry. They'll reach back to your 2018 filing and base it off of that. And again, Jordan, since it's a tax credit, if there's a deviation in there, that will be worked out when you file your taxes in 2020. But they're initially going to base it on the most recent taxes that you filed, either 2019 or 2018. It is what's called a fully refundable tax credit. You don't have to worry about that if you're listening to this. All that means is it is a direct check to you, and you will not be taxed on it.